This is International Master Kostya Kabutsky here to continue my series on the funniest chess games ever played. And this next game is actually a game that, if you look it up in your database, you'll see that there are multiple instances of the exact same game. And as we play through the moves here, we're going to see that it's actually very, very strange because the moves are somewhat nonsensical right from the get-go. But the following game took place between two very strong players. Playing white is International Master Elizabeth Pates, who actually does some streaming for chess.com, is a very well-known player. And playing black is Grandmaster Raj Tishabirek, who both players are from Germany. And the game took place in, I think it was somewhere around 2000 or maybe a few years later. But the game was just very, very unusual, and it's not clear what both players were doing here. Black played e4, white plays h3, f5, queen f4. I mean, none of these moves really make a whole lot of sense. It looks like it's two amateurs playing and not two players who are, titled and very strong players. But after bishop e7, white plays queen h2, bishop e6, and rook a3. And maybe some of our more astute listeners can try and figure out exactly what goes down in this game. But it really doesn't become clear to most of us until maybe even the final position. Here black plays c5, rook g3, and I'm not going to try and explain these moves because they really just don't make much sense. Queen a5 check, knight to d2, and bishop to b3. I mean, this move is really astonishing. And maybe this would be a good time to kind of pause the video and try to figure out what is the point to all this? I mean, why are two very strong players making what seem to be completely random moves? Well, now white pushes d5. Black plays bishop h4, c4. Doesn't take the rook, plays e3 instead. And, of course, objectively, white should probably take this pawn, but instead white plays f3 here. And now after the move f4, we achieve what I believe is one of the most amazing positions in chess theory. It is, in fact, a stalemate. White has 0 moves, and the game is declared drawn. So truly an incredible game, and I think this is one of the actually shortest routes that you can get to stalemate. If I'm not mistaken, the great composer Sam Lloyd came up with maybe a shorter one. This was 12 moves. I think he had one that was around 10 or 11 moves. In fact, I think this is maybe one of his inventions as well, this exact position. And if you play through this game and look it up in your database, you'll see that there are a number of games that have gone this way, meaning that it's usually a way for two players to kind of make a draw in the game, but find the most exciting / entertaining way to do so. Curiously enough, one of the players from this game, the player playing black, Grandmaster Tishabirek, he had the same game from the white's side, playing against none other than Elizabeth Pates' father, Thomas Pates. And that game took place I think 10 years prior to this game, back in 1990. So clearly this is some generational way to basically make a draw in a tournament if you're playing against your friend and you don't want to have a decisive game. But to me, this is truly a remarkable, just creative achievement, just so you can get a stalemate from chess in so few moves and with such incredible cooperation from both sides.